Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for clicking on another video. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, welcome back to Focus on Football number 4. I'm going to be speaking about the weekend ahead with football, some of the most recent transfer news and football news moving around the world of professional football today. So, mainly I'm going to be looking at the weekend ahead and stuff like that, my predictions and stuff like that for the games and stuff like that. I think I might make this a regular thing just because it just gives me something to talk about in regards to football. I think the thing with English football at the moment, because our most treasured trophy, the FA Cup and stuff like that, people don't really understand how extensive this trophy actually is. When we've got FA Cup qualifying starting today, where we've got, a little known team called Waltham and Hersham, who, if you guys follow through TikTok and everything, are owned by the youngest owners in the world and stuff like that. And they document every single game. They're at home to Guildford City. I will give all my love and support to Waltham and Hersham and stuff like that. Hopefully they win that and stuff like that. They do pop up every now and then for me and stuff like that. And it does make me happy and stuff like that, seeing a club that look like they're being run by people that generally love it and stuff like that. So, but going down, there is no football for the Premier League on Friday, so let's move to Saturday. We start with the lunchtime kickoff, which is Liverpool at home to Burnley. Liverpool will have fans for the first time in a very long time for them. It's an easy win for me for Liverpool and stuff like that. I can't see them slipping up against Burnley. Burnley at home last week slipped up against Brighton. They are one of my teams I'm predicting to get relegated this season. This, for me, could potentially turn out to be a bloodbath like I expected from the Norwich game last week. I'll go for a 4-0 victory to Liverpool, I think. I think that's just about right. We look at Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. Both teams had bad starts to the season. Villa lost 3-2 away to Watford, and Newcastle lost 4-2 at home to Leicester. Despite the fact in that game, Newcastle were 1-0 up and 2-1 up. So this one, I think I'm going to go with a Villa victory. I'm going to go for let's go 2-1 Villa victory. I think they're just going to have too much about them rather than Newcastle. I like Leon Bailey as a footballer and stuff like that. He played really well, I think, alongside Danny Ings. If they can find someone to partner them, whether it's Traore or Trezeguet or potentially just buying someone else, Villa could be, they could do bits and stuff. I know they've got Emi Buendia sort of playing in behind and stuff like that, so if Villa can find that sort of fourth man, I think, to partner the three of them, then yeah, they'll be absolutely set. Newcastle will struggle this season, but, with the capture of Joe Willock and stuff like that, who did bits for them last season, who knows where that goes and stuff like that. We then got a London derby in Crystal Palace and Brentford. Palace at home for Patrick Vieira's first home game. Going to have the fans firmly behind them. I'm calling it now. I'm going to go for a draw. Now, I'm going to go 1-1. And the reason I think that is I think Brentford are going to carry so much momentum from their win last week at Arsenal and stuff like that. They bossed the whole game. Did not deserve anything other than a win, the way they played and stuff like that. And Palace were obviously on the wrong end of a 3-0 loss to Chelsea. I do think, though, the home support will be just enough to give Palace that little bit of an edge, and will get them a result. If it's not a draw, it will be a Brentford win, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw for Palace and Brentford. Leeds and Everton, a strong game, probably with the strongest of the day and stuff like that in regards to the two teams and stuff like that. This is another weird one for me because Leeds are a very weird team, and so are Everton, to be fair. Everton at points last season just absolutely looked unstoppable. Leeds at some points looked unstoppable as well. But the fact, Everton last week were 1-0 down, ended up winning 3-1. Leeds were on the very wrong end of a 5-1 thumping from Manchester United. I'm going to go... how do I do this? I want to say a draw again. I really, really do. Just because I think, Leeds will be so much more up for it. They're going to have fans back and stuff like that. What's it going to do for them? I'm going to go high scoring. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw for Leeds and Everton. I can see it happening. I really can. And then Man City v Norwich. Weird that Man City are going to be a 3 o'clock kickoff. that's another topic I'll probably do at the end after I've done this and stuff like that, how I feel about that. Man City Norwich. So City were very underwhelming against Tottenham. I spoke about this on Monday and stuff like that in that video. But, you know, obviously they're still missing a few people and stuff like that, but that shouldn't make a difference. They've still got one of the strongest teams. Doesn't matter about most expensive. They have one of the strongest teams in world football right now. The fact that they can fit, you add 2 more players onto their bench and stuff like that from Sunday, they could easily be a team that could waltz the league and stuff like that. Their team is just that strong. I do feel Norwich. I feel for Norwich. I really do. You know, their first 2 games are Liverpool at home and Man City away. You know, they got beaten 3-0 by Liverpool. I'm going to go for a very big score here and stuff like that. City will definitely bounce back. There's a chance that De Bruyne is not going to be fit to play, but Ilkay Gundogan apparently is fit to play after his little shoulder injury and stuff like that he suffered at Tottenham. I'm going to be pipping City for the 5s, I think. I think a 5-0 victory is about right. I hope Norwich, you know, if they can somehow do them over like they did a few years ago. I know Norwich were at home at that time, but, you know, I really can't see anything coming from Norwich and stuff like that. They've picked up some great players and stuff. Obviously, a big fan of Rashica and Sargent and stuff like that coming in. So I've got a lot of faith with Norwich and stuff like that. I do think that they will stay up, but, you know, I'm sorry, I'm going for a 5-0 Manchester City win. I think it's not fair, but I think it's about right. And we end the day with a 5:30 kickoff between Brighton and Hove Albion at home to Watford. You know, Brighton getting the win last week against Burnley was huge. Watford getting a very surprise victory, in my opinion, at Aston Villa. This could be a difficult one. And do you know what? I think I'm going to go for a Watford win. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 Watford win. Although Brighton looked to be, you know, I mean, they bounced back from, you know, going a goal down within 2 minutes. I think this Watford team definitely are going to stay up this season. The way they have gone through the transfer window and stuff like that, it doesn't look like they're just buying people for the hell of it like most teams have done in the past. They're not just picked players and go, oh yeah, we'll have you and stuff like that. It does look like they've hand-picked the players that they want and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Watford win on that. And I mean, that's probably going to be a bogey game for me and stuff like that, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see. We then move to Sunday. We've got 3 games on Sunday. We start with Southampton at home to Manchester United. I'm not going to go for a 9-1 Manchester United win, because obviously that was at Old Trafford, but I am going to go for a 3-0 Manchester United win. They looked just unreal at Leeds, at home to Leeds and stuff like that. I think Fernandes is just going to come on leaps and bounds and stuff like that again this season. Pogba looks like, you know, he's had his fun in the summer playing with Kante and stuff like that. He knows he's got to come back to United, and, you know, he absolutely tore Leeds apart and stuff like that. So 3-0 win for Manchester United. At the same time, we've got Wolves at home to my club Tottenham. Now, this is a weird one as well. I mean, Wolves lost. Did they lose last week? Yeah, Wolves lost last week. I can't remember who they were playing and stuff. I know that Jimenez made his return and stuff like that from injury. So, yeah, I mean, from the looks of it, Jimenez could potentially make his first start, which will be huge. They've got 2 defenders out injured. Obviously, Tottenham with the whole, who the hell knows what's going to happen and stuff like that. Yeah, after beating Man City and stuff like that, and we, you know, screwed up against Ferrero Rocher in the Conference League first leg qualifier and stuff like that, I don't know how to score this and stuff like that. Obviously, I want to be biased and say that we're going to win, because it's my team and stuff like that. If I'm going to be as brutal as I can be here, I think it'll be a 2-1 win. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham and stuff like that. I think, you know, we just have that little bit too much. You know, we didn't play a full strength team yesterday and stuff like that. We're going to have the big boys back. You know, Lucas is going to be up there, Bergwijn's up there, Son's up there, potentially Kane's involved. You Tanganga moves into the back and stuff like that. Sanchez, who had an amazing game against City and stuff like that. Reguilon's going to come back in. Højbjerg, Skip. All these players would have had a 4 weeks recovery and stuff like that after not being included yesterday in the Conference League. So they will be up for it. Wolves are always a very tricky team for us and stuff like that, especially when we go to Wolves and other stuff like that. The games always tend to be quite tight. Hence the reason I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Tottenham. And then probably the biggest game of the weekend, we do have the first big London derby of the weekend, a repeat of the Mind Series opener a few weeks ago. Arsenal are at home to Chelsea. In that, Arsenal were at home to Chelsea and they lost 2-1. I can see it going the same way again. I don't know if Arsenal are going to score though. But here's the issue that I have with this, is that Arsenal always turn up when they play Chelsea at home. Last season, what was it, about May time and stuff, and March time and stuff like that, we all expected Chelsea to walk over them. I think I had 3-0 Chelsea and stuff like that, and Arsenal absolutely wiped the floor with them. It utterly depends on the Chelsea team that turn up and everything, but we do know that Lukaku is going to play. More than likely he's going to start, and if he is starting up against a centre-back pairing of Ben White and Pablo Mari, then Arsenal are in for a very bad day. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. I think I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. I think if Lukaku does play, and if Havertz is on form, if Werner is on form and stuff like that, we know Pulisic is going to miss out. Also, that gives another few players a chance to shine and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Chelsea should have enough to win that and stuff like that. But again, it's a bogey game. It's at the Emirates. Arsenal are going to have the fans back and stuff like that. Who knows what's going to happen in regards to that. I think then Monday, we've then got West Ham at home to Leicester City. Two teams that definitely surprised last season, that I don't think a lot of people expected. Leicester getting Europa League alongside West Ham and stuff like that was a massive achievement for both clubs and everything. West Ham haven't done enough in the transfer window for me to warrant them a victory in this. Leicester have been safe with their transfers and stuff like that. They've already got one bit of silverware this season and stuff like that. They won last week. I'm going to go for a Leicester 2-0 win. I do see this as kind of a downfall season for West Ham. I think having the hindrance of Europe, I will call it, and the lack of transfer activity at West Ham is definitely going to show through. If they don't make it out, if they just sort of give up with the Europa League and stuff like that and go out in the group stages, it could do them the world of good. I don't see them being competitive on both fronts this season because of the lack of transfers that they've got. They could surprise me in the next week until the transfer window shuts, but for right now, 2-0 Leicester City win. And that sums up this weekend in regards to the football and stuff like that. In regards to transfers over the last sort of couple of days and everything, it was confirmed as of this morning that Ødegaard has joined Arsenal permanently for around about £30 million, which is, I think it's too much. I think Arsenal have overspent on him, much like they did with Ben White, but we'll have to wait and see. He did look all right for them last season, not amazing, but, Arsenal fans did love him and stuff like that, and, that's fair enough for them. There's still the odd transfer talk around players and stuff like that, especially like with my club and everything. Like, who knows what's going to happen with it? We go from transfer target to transfer target, transfer target. It is a weird one being a Tottenham fan at the moment with all these transfer rumours and stuff. But hey, look, we'll see what happens in the next 11 days and stuff like that until the transfer window shuts and stuff like that. I do know that there will be more incomings at Tottenham. There'll be incomings for all clubs and stuff like that. I know that for certain. But going on to the topic that I brought up with the City game at 3 o'clock, whereas with the COVID situation that we had games spread out during the week and stuff like that because fans couldn't attend, I really was not a fan of that. When we came out of lockdown and stuff like that the very first time, I was fine with it. I really was. We'd been starved of it for months and months and months. That made it okay. last season it was mentally exhausting because you still had the COVID pandemic. You had people saying, "Oh, like this club had these many days resting. We only had this and stuff like that." So it made more room for excuses and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, having football every single day of the week, yeah, that seems fun. But realistically, all it does is it stretches and stretches and stretches just how thin the line is and stuff like that with football. Like, you might put on, like, last season you would have, like, Fulham versus Wolves on BBC and stuff like that. For Fulham and Wolves fans, yeah, that's fine, but that's not an enticing fixture for everyone to watch. I mean, that's why when it does with this season with fans back and stuff like that, it's easier for, like, TV companies to go, yeah, we'll have that, and stuff like that. And it does feel less saturated, There's something about a 3 o'clock kickoff for the Premier League and everything that's always been quite exciting and stuff like, 5-6 games on at a time, and it made Match of the Day worth watching. Last season, I don't think for the past 18 months I've watched Match of the Day. I missed it last week. I completely forgot. But this season I want to watch it more because there's more to watch. It's not like, oh, this was a game that was on Tuesday and everything. Now we're going to show you the highlights. Oh, this game was on Wednesday and stuff like that. It's like, no, all the games are on at one time. I think it's just a sentimental thing that I prefer that all the games were on at like a block time period and stuff like that. Like for me, when it comes to Boxing Day fixtures, I prefer all 10 games to be on Boxing Day. I don't want one like on Christmas Eve. I don't want one like the day after Boxing Day and the day after that and everything. No, Boxing Day traditions, you have all 10 games on Boxing Day and stuff like that. You can have them on Amazon, on Netflix, on BT, on BBC, on Sky, on freaking, I don't know, Roku and on YouTube and stuff like that, fine. But keep the tradition the same, having all 10 games on at one time. I know it's a money grab, that's why Sky and BT do it and stuff like that, but, the purists out there, we all love watching, wake up on Boxing Day and stuff like that. You used to do a little bit of shopping and stuff like that. You get home for the football and stuff like that, and you've got 10 games there and stuff like that. A handful of them are on TV and stuff like that. You just watch Gillette Soccer Saturday or the Boxing Day special, whatever it would be called, and you could just have, oh, there's a game. There was so much going on. That was perfect for football fans and stuff like that. None of this spreading the games out over the week and stuff like that. It's just rubbish. Doesn't appeal to me at all. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, what are your predictions for this weekend? I will try and keep track of the games that I have predicted and stuff like that, and I'll come back probably Tuesday and stuff like that and see how wrong I was, how right I was and stuff like that. But yeah, if you got this far into the video, I would appreciate if you hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new as well. Like I said, leave in the comments like what are your opinions for this weekend and stuff like that. Where do we go with the transfers in the next 11 days? Who the hell knows? As always, guys, I will speak to you all in the next video. Peace.